get out there and when we're called to support these actions. I was disappointed to look in the newspaper to learn that Interfor was showing its 5-year development plan, and the newspaper was dated February 1st, and the days that it was going to be shown was February 1st from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But I just talked to Chris over there, who works for Interfor, and that's a typo. So the International Forest Products is having its 5-year plan on public view, February 19th to 22nd, and all day on February 20th at the Driftwood Inn. So do get to see it. It's planned for 5 years for Interfor. In the papers also, there are the other companies, I think Wellworth and so on, that are putting their 5-year plans out for public view. So it'd be a good idea to have a look at them. And just finally, for information, I know this is off the topic, but it's something that's very relevant to the environment, and I'm sure everybody's thinking about it. There are 3 ongoing activities with regard to the Gulf War that I'd like just to tell you what they are. Every Friday from 7:15 to 8:15, there is a vigil across from Molly's Reach there in Gibsons. Every Saturday from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, there is a circle gathering at St. Aidan's Hall, which is just down the street here, just between here and the school. On the left-hand side, that's every Saturday at 8 o'clock p.m. And there's also a daily vigil at lunch hour between 12:15 and 12:45 at the Cenotaph and Seashell. So if you want to get involved in those things, there's all kinds of possibilities there too. Thank you. Was that your premiere, by the way? Are you the Sunshine Coast Grannies? And that was your premiere? Great, I'll get on the horn right away. Thank you.
Yes, the procedure is that you go to these viewing sites where they say these documents are on view and ask to be registered and ask those questions that you want to ask of the plans that are presented. Okay, now the next, Peter.
If we thin 15% now, that means 85% later, and forces us to face the fact that that by itself means 85% less lumber now, 85% smaller houses, 85% less exports, 85% less profits. But spreading profits at all over a sustainable 180 years is not the way most companies work. Most companies work by maximizing profits now. Until now, that's meant increasing the volume of timber cut in 30 years by 3 times. It's meant 50% of all public tenure forests ever logged in BC were logged in the last 13 years. I can see no way that sustainable forests can sustain continuous, or indeed any more, economic growth. Neither can it sustain unlimited profits, nor a planet with 6 billion people, nor the consumerism that is the lifeblood of the global marketplace and our assumed birthright. It amazes me that many folks seem to think that things can change without really changing. These seem to be the inescapable truths of genuine sustainability. I can see no solution without taking them into account. It's no good simply driving logging companies back over the hill. I propose that these issues be articulated along with alternatives to current lifestyles and woven into the very fabric of this campaign, into all its statements and proposals. I think not to do so is to piss into the wind. And so finally, let us have no illusions as to the larger context and what we are really demanding. We could have a long, hard, and dirty fight in our hands. Are we really ready for the battle? Thank you.
My name is Frank Ford. I live in Gibson. You might say that my wife and I are fugitives from Crow Road are refugees from Crow Road. We lived there for many years, and we left, and we escaped the flood that Donna was talking about. I'd like to respond very briefly to some remarks that Tommy Jackson made just a few moments ago. When my wife and I first came here to this coast in 1967, I believe it was, your family had already been on this coast in many years. In fact, you were a student at Elphinstone at that time, if I remember.